SOPA and PIPA are dead! Sort of. For now. Does anyone else think of Pippa Middleton when they hear that bill pronounced that way? Should it be PIPA? Is PIPA a thing? So both bills have been postponed for now, but they could be back. What we do know is that the blackout on Wednesday was effective enough to change the stance of 70 congressmen. Now we know how many congressmen depend on Wikipedia. Here's the thing, if SOPA and PIPA or similar bills actually existed in the United States, and had existed for years, I would probably... Well, I'd probably have a 4.0 GPA, actually, but I would also probably be quite sad and not have as many friends and not be as cultured and not know about or how to do as many things as I do. I would be a completely different person. The internet, with all of its amazing information and art and power to the individual, has shaped who I am and how I view the world. I grew up in the suburbs of Texas, which is not as rural and backwards of a place as many people up here in the north seem to think it is, but it is a place, at least the community I grew up in, with a very homogenous culture. I didn't meet an adult who was liberal or non-Christian until I studied abroad in England during high school. I didn't know that it was okay to not be conservative, to not be a Christian, let alone to be gay or transgender or atheist or anything, until I left the community I was raised in. There are lots of places where communities exist with strong, uniform ideals, and not everyone has the opportunity or the ability to leave that community and learn about what it's like somewhere else, learn that other ideologies exist. But thanks to the internet, we can now do that. We can learn about the thoughts and opinions that exist outside of our own communities, and we can use that knowledge to make a change in the world. At least in the United States, even people who cannot afford homes or other basic needs have email addresses and free access to internet through public libraries and sneaking into Apple stores, which I see all the time in New York City. A free internet is an equalizer that I at least believe this world needs. A couple weeks ago, I talked about mega undergrounds and the revolutions of 2011. Those revolutions happened in part because people in those nations now have access to the information and the culture of other nations, and they're able to see what they could have and that it's worth fighting for. Now, we've made a small victory. The United States is not going to immediately begin censoring the internet. But we don't know how long that victory could last, and we don't know how extreme the outcome could be if any of these bills or similar ones do pass one day. It might just be no longer being able to stream Sherlock from the UK. Or it could be being fined for reblogging songs and GIF sets on your Tumblr. Or it could even go as far as shutting down digital fan communities like the Harry Potter Alliance. We have to continue to be aware of what our governments are doing, aware of our rights as citizens, and aware of what is best for our communities. We have to be ready at the first sign to fight for our information, our culture, our opportunities, and our freedom. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a Skype date to watch a mini-series that's streamed online with someone I met in real life through an online charity organization that's named after a best-selling book series.